Hello.
Hello.
You didn't see my movement speed at the end of that run, by the way, Lydian.
Was it like that one time you were showing me?
No. This one time I had 82 goat hooves and 30 red whips. I jumped once and I made it to the final boss arena. All the way from the start. I legitimately
stole everything and killed you?
No, because we learned something. He can take damage during the phase when he starts to steal your items. So you can just kill him before he steals all your items. Which is probably what you're meant to do. So I built 50 armor-piercing rounds, which increases your damage dealt to bosses. And I gunned him down like a filthy dog.
I finally made job in glamour macros.
What pain in the ass those are.
What number?
49.
We weren't really keeping count, though, were we?
There's a lot of days where I just invited everyone. So, this number's not accurate.
Really close, though.
When you're done, can I snag some pies?
49 or 59?
Sure. 50.
It's probably somewhere in the 60s, like high 60s.
Farmer's breakfast there.
So when we get in, I don't know what y'all plan to do for waymarkers, but I can get us all set up for like positional stuff.
That'd be good. I was just thinking putting 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it.
Okay. I have some idea of. Well, okay, so we're gonna do A, B, C, and D for the first 4.
Watching a video, but it made me feel really stressed, so I decided I'd rather just go in and die. I was like, this is way too stressful. I'd
just
rather
take it one mechanic
experience
at a time instead of watching a full video.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like some of
mechanic at a time.
the mechanics have so many things going on, you kind of have to just learn what you need to do. Not get distracted by all the other shenanigans that are going on.
Yeah.
Like the rest of this tier, the best way to learn it is just look at it, one mechanic at a time. One part of a mechanic at a time, nonetheless. Not even. I don't want to talk about Alexander.
Was that just,
Everything all at once and nothing at all.
Oh, die and cry.
Yeah. Alexander had a lot of mechanics that needed to be done at the same time for several different jobs. It penalized over DPSing and under DPSing. And then there was ads. There was ad breakups.
Hello.
Too spicy.
Also, slowly over the course of the last like 9 to 10 hours, I've slowly recovered my memory for all the shit that happened Saturday, Sunday. What day was it that we got drunk?
I think
That was Saturday. That was Saturday.
Okay. Oh right, that was the day that stupid shit happened.
Goro would tell earlier. He was working with somebody else and getting a whole piece of gear. I'm like, he'd asked the other person if they could craft it all. But he mailed me some stuff, and I asked him if he wanted it back or if he wanted me to make it into stuff. He didn't really answer me.
Oh, did you get the stuff I sent you?
I did, yeah. I hadn't got a chance to actually make it yet.
That's fine. I'm in no rush. I'll probably do my beast tribes on blacksmith then today, I think. So I don't waste them.
Like my tattoos, Frost?
I didn't even look at them. Where are they?
Pictures?
Oh, I thought you meant real tattoos. Oh yeah, I
No.
saw those.
That's what I was expecting when I saw the notification.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I would never be able to decide on one thing and then I would be addicted and only just cover my whole body.
You know, that's very true.
Expensive.
I know what helmet to get.
Kitty?
I need help with PvP, not really, but just to get this.
I'll go in PvP with you after raid.
I don't like
Oh my
that
god,
horn,
that
but
is
I
so
like the
you.
wings. Well,
That
it's
is
like a
so
tentacle
you.
with
You seen the rest of the set?
Let's see. Ooh.
I think that was a no. Can you link me the chest piece? I remember it looking pretty cool.
It's the one with the big flowing bits.
I love flowing capes and stuff.
Oh yeah. Wow. Is it time for more Gang Squad PvP after this? After raid?
Yeah. I'm gonna get Nikki in on it. He hates PvP, but I'll drag her in.
I like how we lost
Let's go.
so hard, but we did get to murder a few poor souls. When we went into PvP, all we did was we ran around, just the two of us, and we 2v1 people until they died. Like, we'd find someone and we'd gank them and just kill them.
I bet you got the healers, didn't you?
No, not
Just
even.
Whoever passed by.
Like, literally whoever it was. We
Actually-
killed.
Healers in PvP are like gods. You can't kill them.
Unless
Yeah,
they all
I've,
gang up on you at one time.
Unless you have a silence.
Home
That's
gang.
the big thing.
During the front line, I've been attacking 2 people at the same time, and I actually killed them both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
healers
So
are
like
like
white mage.
stupid.
But here-
good.
Like they started running away from me, and I started chasing them.
But here's the thing, though. The way that you kill a healer is if you have silence, they're screwed. Like,
Yeah.
they're just gonna die. Like, if you bring silence on, like, a machinist or whatever, you are literally just going to kill them.
Yeah.
Same thing with black mage, but not red mage. Red mage can still fuck your day
I
up.
love black mage in PvP. It's so much fun.
The sleep is the only part about it that I like. Machinist is so fun in PvP,
Machinist
though.
and Bard are also pretty decent because all you gotta do is just dot and run, dot and run, dot and run as Bard.
Old Ninja was really dumb with throwing knives.
I like to capture the flag ones with Ninja because I'll just stealth behind everybody, cap it, and leave. Those are my favorite.
With old Ninja with throwing dagger, I literally would just go around. I took all my abilities off my hotbar except for throwing dagger and Raiton or whatever it was, and that's all I would do, and I got like 20-30 kills in the match. It was so dumb. I just played it like I would a ranged DPS and won. Every time.
Yeah, like the one that where they do the ice where you have to like kill the points and then each camp has a point that you can take. My entire team would be trying to kill the crystals. Meanwhile, me as Ninja, I'm playing the Pink Panther theme and trying to steal other people's campsites.
Ah, I see.
I'm one of those.
Stealing the campsites is a tactic that they've kind of underplayed.
Like, it
Well-
really is, and it's...
Well, people
I've-
in PvP are stupid. Like,
I've saved us from losing last place by stealing other people's campsites as a ninja. It's great. And then I just dodo
I'm sorry, but the
away.
PvP community in this game is ass. They're just bad.
PvP in this game is not that great overall.
There is
No, but-
PvP.
This game's like PvP community are also just bad.
Yeah, but if you happen to get like one or two of like the people who know what they're doing and they can just call everything out, it tends to go really well.
Yeah,
That's true.
I've
Like the-
learned that
like the people with the macros.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
learned that basically you just don't want to be on Team Flame. Like
I've learned that the
it
adders.
seems like everybody. It seems like the Maelstrom almost always win. The adders tend to win on the new one, the one that's in the Azim Step. And then just you never want to be on Ulda because if you're on Ulda, you're just gonna have a bad time.
I'm kind of surprised that that's still holding true because
Yeah, they
everybody's randomly assigned to a group now.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, they still think that if you're on Maelstrom, you're gonna win. So the people on Maelstrom play better because they think they're gonna win, and the other teams play worse because they think they're gonna lose because they're not Maelstrom.
Exactly.
Sometimes I forget which team I'm on when I'm playing, especially if I play a bunch in a row. I'm like, where am I? What team am I on?
I much prefer it when we don't get a full, like 60, 72 people. I actually like it better when it's just 24.
Nah, I like the chaos.
I
I always
depends on the
find-
game mode.
The tank in my group, and I just stick with them, and I heal them, and I heal them, and I heal them, and they protect me.
and then they
Yeah.
die. And then you
No,
die.
they don't.
To be frank, I generally prefer doing the feast over the front lines.
There's too many mounts involved with the front lines for me to want to do the feast.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Outside of the ranked seasonal mounts, I'm pretty sure all of the other ones are frontline. Although when I do it, I need to go on classes I can actually level.
So I finished my Shiva Glamour. And I feel like
cool.
glamoring my sword to the Ifrit sword for the placebo effect of me thinking that it's a fire sword and it's gonna do more damage.
The placebo.
Wow. I mean, if that makes you feel better. I'm still fully prepared for this child to whoop our ass today, so you know.
Yeah, she's gonna wipe the floor.
No, we're
You
gonna
say
be
that-
wiping the floor.
You say that like we haven't had ourselves wiping the floor for like everything else for like the past.
Yeah, but now it's
Now it's a child's fault.
Oh,
Now it is a
not
child's
just
fault.
not paper birds. My bad.
Instead of
Let's put
origami,
birds on our
it's children.
Literal
that light.
They're
spiritual
not
way, though.
paper, they're made out of light. Come on, it's light origami.
Right.
We had
That's not just
Centaur
as embarrassing.
Grandpa.
Isn't that something from an anime?
Yeah.
Literally spirited away, though.
Literally,
Yeah.
though.
Like when we went from Centaur Grandpa to melding Transformers,
Look, no,
To
it's Elemental
origami.
Hero Flame Wingman.
and now we have a child playing dress up.
No,
pretty
now
check.
we have child dragon lovers.
Yeah, let's not unpack that.
Let's unpack that. I like this
Let's
conversation.
not.
I like where it's
Let's
going.
not and pretend we didn't.
Green discovers AO3.
Oh my god.
For a minute I was like, what? And then I realized what you're talking about.
Is this a...
Could be very meta.
Is this a large... Is the plot number 30 the, medium that's in the mist?
I don't know.
No?
I'd have to look at a map.
I'm looking... I'm like...
Talia, your
Kinda
mic
like-
is...
Alright.
I'm trying to, look for my new house.
Oh wait, a cutscene.
I call
Oh right, bad
upon
decisions.
the power of Shiva.
This was a great idea. Thanks, Green.
Don't worry, I won't lose control.
Proceeds to lose control.
Violence.
12-year-old.
She's staring menacingly at me. I'm a little scared.
Sorry, I wanted to rewatch the cutscene.
I'm rewatching the cutscene.
Everybody's rewatching the cutscene. I'm just standing here.
She's just floating there.
Oh no! Poor
Also, I
baby!
went red mage for our first bowl. Just to see if we could get us, how far we could get us.
Okay, who's
No.
pulling?
She's lost control! You've got to stop her!
Jen, you should probably pull.
Got it. Will do.
Alright, so here's the first thing. This is for much later in the fight, but let's get it out of the way now. Tank stacks. 1 healer, 1 tank, 2 DPS on each one.
No, you're right. You were just inside of spicy.
So this is clock positions. DPS enter cardinals. Healers, tanks, east and west. Healers, east and west. Tanks, north and south.
Does that match with our stat groups?
Our buddies will be
Pretty much,
clockwise, just like we're.
Yep. And buddies are clockwise.
Cards or enter cards will rotate clockwise.
Rotate. Cards. Sorry, it took me a second.
Hey, it's my buddy. What's up?
There was something else too.
Nice skit.
Right. It was close to this. And then we start by pulling the boss into the center of the arena, and we try to keep her there for the first phase. Your healer stacks. So for if we make it to ads by any strange reason, your healer or your tank stacks are going to be what circle you're going to stand in, and that'll determine what side of the arena you'll be teleported to. I'll call that out if we make it to it.
What's the ad order if we get there?
Let's not worry about that right
It
now.
depends on the side. It's different for each side.
There's a lot of things
consistent.
between here and there.
Yeah, we gotta let's
Yeah.
at least
And some of them are kind of complicated and kind of.
I only wanted to do this because it's like pre-setup stuff, so it's good to have. I'll need to actually steal some waypoint.
Oh, here
I'll
we
need to.
go. Wait, Ranford.
I'll go into a clear party and steal somebody's markers at some point.
Okay, I'm gonna shield Samba immediately. I believe she does something. Yeah, there it is.
Everything hits way too hard. Alright, so here's some mirrors around the arena. This is just like normal little copy. And I believe red goes off first.
Red goes off the last.
Yeah, that.
Oh, green's first.
Side.
Driving is in the front.
Side. Going over here.
Go north.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Okay, so green's are first.
Okay, green's are first.
So I have to go all the way to the here.
So with driving, you could go towards the green first. They go off first, so you go towards them. And for the other one, you go towards the red.
Okay, you might
Ooh,
want to
is it
jump
the
off.
prog?
We got through the raid right at the beginning, so we're like.
One mechanic down!
90%.
We did it at 90% prog?
90% prog?
That's 90. That's 10%
Wait, guys.
more than we've done before.
Yeah?
Are you ready for us?
Yeah. I just pressed the wrong button.
I wish
I have a
I could put her
habit of that.
to sleep with repose.
Yeah, then we can just dance around it doing the bee's knees. It'll be
maybe
fine.
fluid aura and just push her off the arena.
Give her a robot password so she can go to fuck to
Fluid
sleep.
aura.
Who invited this child?
Fluid aura, the ability nobody remembers.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I used to go back.
I had to put repose on my bar just so I could do the fucking healer quest line.
Just,
Shield Samba.
it's just not used by the developers.
It's because everybody insists on jumping into everything face first and just making the healer heal through it.
Mm-hmm. Like right now?
Trying again?
A side.
Going this way.
B side.
All the way up.
Get ready to zoom.
Shall freeze.
My favorite.
Buddy.
Oh.
Flares get
Stop.
knocked north and south.
I'm dead!
So we want to get like knocked in the direction of the first ice puddle, don't we?
Yeah. First ice puddle. I
Yeah,
thought
it may not be
I thought it,
north and south. It might be, or it might
I
be
thought
slightly
it was the
different.
other one. So.
Yeah.
So we should talk
So
about the
we-
mechanic.
Should we stack
Dreams of
up with our
Deo
partners
to
on the
watch
on like
them
A, B, C, D, and then move either. Clockwise or Andy? We either move like north, south, and then or east, west.
So for that, what happens is tanks get freeze, which used to be Susuna.
It's one tank, one healer.
Oh, one tank, one healer? Okay. And then, 4 people, I think, a tank healer, 2 DPS, get 4 AoE. They put it on the markers.
Yeah, circle.
Circles, and then the flares will stack up and get knocked back into the safe spots. So I think the best way for us to do that.
So are the people who put down the circles getting knocked with the people who have the flares?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're gonna have to move.
That was something that was very unclear. We want to get knocked towards where the first circles on the outside form.
Yes.
Yeah. Because basically, when the knockback goes off, the circles will have gone like 90 degrees around the stage. So if they start north and south, when the knockback goes out, they'll be east and west. We can't be knocked back east and west.
So the 2 people who have the debuff that needs to be assuned off, are those the 2 people who get the flare markers?
No, I didn't get one.
No,
I know they get targeted for something, I just don't remember what it was.
I think they get a heavy debuff.
The ones with the AoEs get the heavy debuffs, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 4 with the AoE get the heavy debuff.
So on the guide, it said the melees go north. Everyone knows south for that flare. Well, that may not necessarily work.
So the flare goes on a tank or a healer, and DPS.
Okay. It didn't go into detail.
Oh, are you talking about the uptime strat?
No.
Okay,
I don't
so
know how that would work.
Okay, can you like explain the mechanic, please? Sorry.
Okay, so according to the guide that I was watching, the people who got the Asuna buffs are not the ones that get the AoEs. The target's the undebuffed tank and healer and 2 damage dealers.
okay, so what looks like happens for the whole mechanic is 1 tank and 1 healer will get a debuff that can be assuned off. 4 people besides those 2 will get circular AoEs that you have to put at A, B, C, and D, which when they go off, they'll put one of those starburst things there. The people who have the debuffs that you could cleanse off are the people who get the flare markers. So we will, when everything goes off, after the starburst things are put on the floor, we'll get knocked towards the edge. We want to get knocked into where the first circle forms on the outside. But we have to do it so that the tank who has the debuff gets knocked the opposite direction as the healer who has the debuff with flares.
Okay, so the flare markers go on the other tank and healer that didn't have the first mechanic.
No, it goes on the one who does have
Who did have the mechanic.
So
It's the guy
Other
that
tank
one
and
that
healer.
didn't. She will also be casting Heavenly Strike, which is a knockback. Do not mitigate this.
And then
Excellent.
after the knockback, 2 DPS that weren't targeted for anything
Have the puddles.
will have 3 puddles that go off, so you have to kind of maneuver around to not hit it.
and then
We're having-
and then Tank Buster.
Oh, we're doing it like the guide says. We have the melee with the tanks and the range and healer south.
Let's not worry about that till we got that mechanic down.
At the very least, we should assign what direction the tank goes, what direction the healer will go. We don't
Okay.
wander around.
Tanks go east, healers go west. Does that work?
Both tanks north and east, and healers go south and west.
Yeah.
Same as the
What letter is
decision we're
that?
doing for
It would be
A and D.
between A and C or between C and D.
Because sometimes I get a little mixed up. I'm directionally challenged.
1 and 2.
And so tanks are going where 2 was?
No, they're going to the ones I didn't mark.
Uh-oh.
I just marked the ones that you would care about, probably.
Okay.
So 1 and 2 is if you have the debuff that gets sooned off, you would get the flare marker, and you would need to go either to 1 or 2, and it depends on where the first circle forms. So the first circle forms in the south, they'll go to 1.
Realistically, to just make it a little bit simpler, it doesn't matter whether you have the debuff or not, you're always going to be either going to 1 or 2.
Well, I guess it's true.
Okay. So depending on which circle appears first, we'll decide
Yeah.
where we go.
Yes.
Oh, hold on. I think I just found better markers.
Put them down.
And just remember, if you get targeted with the AoE down, you'll get a heavy debuff, so try and run as best you can.
Sprint.
Dash. Shikuchi.
And then, sort of following on from that, when the DPS have to put down their puddles, remember that most other people are going to have that heavy debuff, so you don't want to be putting down puddles where they're going to walk into.
What are the letters for? Getting.
Where you want to go.
That's where you want to be by the end of the flare marker. / where you're going to be baiting puddles.
So we're gonna bait it around.
Yeah, you have to bait it around the edge of the platform.
Okay.
Go while going inwards. I know they're a little off center because I'm not great at placing
A
those.
little?
Violet, it's fine.
Cut him some slack.
Violet's very particular.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it.
This is the hardest part of shooting.
Oh my gosh, I already fixed them all!
Oh!
I was done!
Y'all.
How do you think I was turning them off and on?
So, just looking at the guide, where you want to be standing for the knockback is like on the edge of her hitbox.
Tank monster, scythe rax. Okay.
Edge of the hitbox, then move out sort of like, you see this little triangle on the ground? You want to be standing like outside that.
Hades, you would stoke the fires of conflict.
Red goes first.
Red
Go second.
Sides. Going to 2 sides. 2 feet.
Oh, damn.
Center himself.
Shall free.
Where did the non...
With a move twice, right? I messed up.
If you don't get the circle, then just stand like in the very center, where her like inside her, so then you can be ready to move like either direction, and you're not going to get hit by the.
Because if you don't have anything go on there, we're going to be baiting puddles. So
Okay. I remember seeing that. I was just like, wait, so if you don't get any mechanic, what do you do?
Carly, I think to simplify the Asuna, and I think we should Asuna ourselves if you're the one who gets the debuff, and the person who doesn't get it.
Okay, that sounds good. Either yourself or the tank.
Right. Yeah, it's the priority on yourself if you have it.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Fools, you would stoke the fires of conflict.
Back.
Behind.
Door. Going to the side.
Your blood shall freeze.
Oh boy.
Oh no, that's
I found it!
Ah!
What went off that did all the damage? Or the stars were put down?
I think it was the AoE because Frost was like in the wrong place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them were overlapped.
So it just sort of went down in the middle and just probably clipped everyone that was there.
Oh, so there's kind of a big delay between the damage that happens from the AoE and the actual stars going down?
yeah.
Do we
So-
I think
Break this
after
down.
where
mirrors,
we put our circle AoEs if we get them?
you put them on the
What
nose.
was that, sorry?
It should be one tank, one healer, 2 DPS, like those circles. So I feel like to cut down on things, could we like set a position for the tank and healer, and then the
The DP.
melee can kind of, you know.
Okay, tank on
Well-
1, healer on 2, DP, melee 3.
To make
DPS
it
3 and 4.
to make it a bit better, we should have tank on 2, healer on 3. Because
We're gonna want to be opposite
Oh,
sides anyway.
Yeah.
okay.
that makes it easier for them, and then DPS can just adjust. Like,
So if you're a range, go to 1. If you're a melee, go to 4.
And if it's 2 melee, I'll adjust, Lucine.
Okay. That's better.
I'm just seeing on 4 most of the time anyway, so that works for me.
Okay, so the ranged person goes to 1. Is that what I heard?
If it's ranged, one of you needs to adjust.
Okay,
Yeah, if it's both
got
range,
it.
do you want to adjust?
I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Works.
It's like, I can shake my booty over there or over there.
Well, in
I
all the
have
circumstances,
3
it's black mage, so
I have 3 dashes.
Swimming.
Better make them
All the
count.
first minute.
frog.
Fools, you would stoke the fires of conflict.
He's got no fear.
I can take my one.
Back. Free side.
Back. Biting her on the booty.
No.
Four side.
Oh, what? I quit.
Shall freeze.
Is it the last tier in the raid?
probably
Everything's
because,
gonna hurt.
probably because there's so many mechanics that she has cast mode or the
I'm
she has to do
sorry,
something
I'm
somewhere.
trying.
You're fine. I'm
got
dead.
it. Oh,
I'm dead.
This is the wrong one!
I got thrown. I'm stupid. Ah!
I believed in you.
That was a different.
I thought I was right and everybody was wrong, and then I died, and I'm like, nope, I'm the one who's an idiot.
According to the guide reading, apparently it's possible to use arm's length on that.
You're not.
Yeah, but you don't want to.
to.
Don't
You
want
wanna
The
get
heavy
back.
is anti-arms length.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because like it'd be very difficult to find a safe space in the middle from like all of those AoEs.
Well, the bigger part too is that the people who have the flares, if they don't get knocked back, then you're right next to each other when they explode. They take way more damage.
So it takes a miserable
put that
ton of damage.
With the flares being knocked back, is that the part where we're looking for being knocked back into the first one?
Yeah.
Because then it's gone?
Yeah, have a quick look in fight guides because I got them like paused like as the stars explode and the knock like just after knockback.
Okay.
So for AD side, I think I'm good at finding a safe spot. So you guys can just run the blue.
Oh, something for the mirrors. You only need to go to the middle of this first arc on the side. Whichever side you go to, and it's true for the front or the back, you only need to go halfway between the two lines that cut the thing in half.
Feel underdressed for this instance. Should have worked out.
Telling me.
I'm dressed.
Why is
Probably
your
would help if you wore anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off my
That's-
tattoo that you can't see.
That's why I brought my fire sword. Finally useful.
Why is your hair white?
It's very cold.
This is very cold. It froze my hair.
I don't think that's how hair works, but
I've had frozen hair before in the winter, and it's not pleasant.
I wear this armor coat all the time.
I'll put on some heavier stuff the next time.
It amazes me that Ishgard, they use chainmail on everything.
That sounds really
You will stoke the fires of conflict.
They got it only takes a lot of. Back to 4. Going to 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to count.
They haven't gotten far.
Yeah.
Fuck, I went wrong.
Yeah, I went.
Oh,
the
I
wrong way.
got it right.
I went the wrong one. I didn't see which one it was.
Oh, the wrong side though.
Yeah, I
You
did go to the
want me
wrong
to start
side.
calling out north south so we know, or like north south east west so we know where we need to go?
Oh, it's always north, south, east, west.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like, do you want me to? Well, yeah, it's always going to be like one of the cardinals.
It's gonna be north, south, or
Or
east, west.
I thought a triangle or striking formation was possible.
No.
I'll call him out. Pretty good seeing that.
It would make there is really fun.
That would make this entire
Alright.
phase really funky.
So, sorry. I need a recap. For tanks, for tank flares, it's A and D, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that's all I needed.
Can y'all just call out like what side
I'll do.
Like,
Yeah, we will be now.
Yeah. North, south, east, west.
This is gonna be a great fight to have Shikuchi for. I can see it now.
I'm really tempted to switch my one of my dashes to flick.
Force. You will stoke the fires of conflict.
Because, yeah, 'cause he's the only one that can't break my shield. Entire. Die to 2. Going to 1.
I'm taking her around 8.
Shall freeze.
North south.
Going to go east-west.
South.
No, south. Fuck. Okay.
Turn up your mic. Volume.
Yeah, that flare, a ton of damage.
God damn it.
It's also it's not just the flare. I think it's also the people without heavy dropping their AoEs on them, dropping the AoEs on other people. So
Well, I mean, when I got pushed out for the flare, I was at like 80% health and it one shot.
Yeah.
Alright, Jin, for easier dodging, can you take Shiva all the way north or all the way south?
So with the when she does driving frost, because it's a straight line, if you see the sort of like line on this like snowflake thing, that's where it's going to be cutting the stage. So if you tank Shiva like at sea, we can basically sit right here and then like move right here, and we'll be able to like have it'll make dodging really easy.
What I was saying earlier, you only have to go like a maximum of the midway between this little tiny arc and he's fine. Like where I'm standing now.
If you just take
It's
her
a
like all the way
safe
all the way,
spot every
like,
time.
directly north or south, and then we'll adjust.
Fools. You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Okay.
Shall freeze.
North, south.
Oh, I'm dead. Me and Violet are dead.
I'm a little
Never mind, Violet lived.
So what's killing
Oh, we
you?
did it right!
right after the knockback happens, 2 random DPS get 4 AoEs, and they have to take it away from everyone. So just everyone starts spreading out as soon as
No. If you're not dealing with those AoEs, don't spread out because we're gonna hit you with them. Like if you have those AoEs, stack together, stand still.
So
You get hit with your flailing.
how it was killing us there's a couple things. One is when the people put down the starburst stuff, some of them are overlapping people slightly. I managed to not get hit by any of them this time, and when I got the knockback, I was at like 98% HP. It's like the knockback did like a couple damage, like basically nothing. So
the things on the floor then, we have to make sure we're really not in them at all.
yeah,
Yes.
which should be super easy because if you don't have one, you stand in the very center, and if you do have one, you stand right on those numbers. It work out fine. You have to stand right on it. The precision thing. Then of course the 2 DPS who didn't get those circles are the ones who get the 3 puddles, and they're the ones who need to get away from everybody else and dodge. So ideally for us, Kalia, after the knockback happens, you're gonna want to like throw 1 group heal to get everybody up, as people who are in the circles will take a little bit of damage. That should be all we need. Theoretically, that's all we should have to do to survive the flares. Is like 1 heal to top it off.
One question. How much mitigation are we using in that furnace? That first raid one? Because it might be worth saving some of it for the flares.
Save temperance for that. Well, I was using it last time.
Like because
It's most likely magic damage, so missionary probably wouldn't be a bad thing to pop there.
my thought process is mainly is like on the other side. We take that first raid one, and then there's like no real damage coming out until like that's sort of like the start of that next set of mechanics. So it might be better to just pop like 1 shield, let regens pick everyone up afterwards, and then like save the heavier shit for diamond drops.
We could save Seraph and Temperance for Diamond Frost. You want to try that, Violet?
Sure.
And then we can just between Sacred Soil and Asylum, and like just Plenary and Medica or whatever, we should be fine.
You would stoke the fires of conflict. Shall freeze.
I forgot to assume myself. I'm silly.
It's out. Oh no!
Yeah,
Okay, so it goes on bodies too.
The opposite.
it goes
of what
off
you did
on
earlier.
bodies, that's why we're dying. Okay, I see it now.
I died in place.
Yeah, so the thing, the AoEs will still
Oh, this is
go
gonna
off.
hurt.
Well,
Yes.
see you later, Lucine.
Goodbye.
I've got
Nope. Lead of 16.
That I was not enough for that,
The
unfortunately.
light shall usher in peace.
Look away from the little
Language
girl!
is changing.
Police, open up!
Such impudence!
Axe out.
Run.
Bull!
Light consume you.
Oh,
we
no.
wiped. We wiped. This is the first major mechanic.
This is a mechanic where everybody has to watch their stats.
This is where we all die.
I don't know anything.
And we're all dead. Okay.
Alright.
We'll get there.
Let's not explain light rampant yet. Let's practice this first one.
So
just before we...
after the flares and stuff, she's gonna do whatever move she didn't do at the beginning, as far as the arc attack. So if she does biting at the first time with the mirrors, then in that part she'll do driving, which is behind her.
So,
Which I've gotten better at remembering which is which, because driving, you think of driving, you're moving forward, driving, but it's the opposite of what you expect. She goes behind herself.
Well, see, I just think of like biting frost, get behind her.
With biting, she makes a Pac-Man AoE.
I say
So
fight.
just with that, with the very first with the mirrors, like pull her directly north and south, because even if it's the big circles, you can stand like roughly here, and you won't get hit by them. They'll just miss you. So if you position yourself like really close, you can just move like this, and that's it. That's mechanic dodge, and that'll work for both the circles and the. So that's why if you like drag her directly, like to the point where you're like all the way at the edge when she's on the marker, that's gonna be best for Neely, but also for everyone because it's minimum. And then like everyone should just move from one of these little arrow, like the edge of stand on the edge into one of the arrows and then move across.
So you
And
want me
if
to-
she's like right on this like marker, you could probably even like where I'm standing would probably still be max melee.
So, you want me to bring her all the way down here at the start of the fight?
No. For when you're adjusting for the mirrors, like drag her all the way, and then just like adjust either to the side here or to the side here, and then vice versa if we need to go. Like yeah, you can stand further away to be safe, but frankly that's a lot more movement and it's easy to just like. I've always found it easy to get like closer anyway, so I have to move even less, but that's just me.
Okay. I'll try.
All good. We're learning.
What how close I can get to the edge of this arena before I fall?
It's okay, on Wednesday we'll probably wipe to Ramu like 8 times anyway.
Don't say
Then
that.
we'll do Rock to Pasco one shot.
And 7.
7 will take us probably like 40 people.
Who fools last time?
Fools. You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Pac-Man.
I've never played side.
No.
Move up to the side.
Oh,
I'm
Well, don't go to the other side.
I am robot.
Let's jump off.
So, that wasn't 3-side.
Blood shall freeze.
It was not 3 side.
So with fighting, we go towards the red mirror.
Then half of us proceed to go
We're
to the
always
other
going
side.
to the
that
red
are-
Yeah,
We're
you
gonna be-
always go to the red mirror.
No.
The red mirror
No.
goes off last.
Yeah, but when when it's biting, you go towards the red mirror first, but when it's driving, you go towards the green mirror first.
I'm gonna write that down.
Got my sticky notes.
Sticky notes are life.
All this shit that people are saying, like, bring her all the way south, bring her all the way west. It's like,
Want me to do it?
Pull her here. Just pull her right from the start. Pull her right here.
I mean,
Her
you have an ability that just yanks her wherever you want, right?
I wish.
Everywhere.
I can do it, Jen, if it's hard.
do you want?
Throw him out the window, Jen. Eat the Lalafell off the platform. Do you want me to rescue
Means
my
you can
Not
hollow
mean to
the
sound
first
mean.
tank buster.
I'm gonna try and get used to this.
Okay.
In theory, that would make it so you could just
Food?
hollow the first tank
Food if
buster.
you need it.
Well, we
saving
want to
hollow
save
for
our
Dragon
exploit from one o'clock.
Fuck dragon mechanics.
I'm a dragon.
Let's start with what we're at.
You should never pay.
That's
Oh,
true.
no, that's true. Or bulwark.
Or fucking bulwark.
We would stoke the fire.
There's a reason that mechanic only happened once.
I remember having to jump so that my head gets boxed. Punches the capital.
It worked.
Side, approach green.
Two. Alright, you want me to bring her all the way up here now? That.
No, thank you.
Oh, I see now. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Oh,
That
okay.
was what was confusing.
Ow.
Blood shall freeze.
That was what was confusing. East west.
Max.
Whoa! Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all guys.
No, yeah.
Behind!
Tank buster.
I see.
Take it. Take it.
Stop.
Take it.
What's that?
Take it. Flop.
Oh, that's why it's called double slap. Okay.
Just like
No, it just puts a physical bomb on him and he'll die if he
Yeah,
does it again.
keep the little girl.
Go away. I didn't look for
oh, sorry.
I was paying attention to the. I was watching the girl change. I'm sorry. Goodbye,
FBI.
everyone.
And
Light rampant.
light ramp.
Consume you.
And we're all dead.
We don't die immediately.
No, we still have
but
some
we're going
stats to do.
Hey, Lee, you should break that chain, see what happens.
No.
No.
I know what happens. I don't want none.
Oh, I see.
And we're all dead.
Oh, I see.
So the
We all
tendons get
die.
too far, they break.
You close.
Isn't one set of tethers breaks if you're too far, and the other one breaks if you're too close?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, after the knockback, if you're the DPS who didn't have to do anything before the knockback, like as soon as you get knocked back, just zip out of there.
Can I just run?
You should, yeah, just go. Because
Just be careful
You
because
shouldn't.
the star areas go really late.
Okay.
And like I ran into those once and they killed me.
Yeah.
I get what. Okay, I get what where I'm supposed to be.
But
now. Alright.
theoretically, you should still get by the AoE heals as you go out, and even if you miss it, you shouldn't theoretically be taking any damage because you're dodging all of the AoEs. So we can
But the star AoE is what we have to worry about because we can't see them. And they cover pretty much the entire map.
I think the first one goes off like as the flares are going out. Yeah, I just want to double check something.
Is there like no way we could like put those people on a set position? Or do we kind of just have to wing it?
You don't know who it's going to be.
So the important thing to know is the first puddle that gets dropped gets dropped as flares go out. So everyone is probably going to need to scoot away out of those.
Stabbing stomach right now for us.
Because I was trying to figure out what kept killing me because I was just standing there like a muppet, and that's what it is.
So as the flare and the star thing goes out, we're gonna need to just move.
Basically, yeah.
So basically, what we should do is, if you have the heavy debuff, or if you're not dropping the puddles, move sort of towards the center. If you're dropping the puddles, move outwards, towards the edges of the arena, basically. So if I was having the puddles, I would start moving out this way, so that I can drop the second one away from everyone else, and then drop the third one wherever I need to.
As soon the flares and the starburst go off at the same time, as soon as they go off, that's when you want to move.
Okay.
Because the other mechanic with the raining crystals, that goes before.
Okay.
So right after the flare and everything moves, you should be moving if you have the AoEs.
So, like I said, after the flare comes off, get it out.
Yeah. Flares and starburst go off at the same time, which will happen after the other crystal AoEs come down from the old Shiva.
The party over here.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Side one.
So, right here. Pretty much. Okay, I got you.
Your blood shall freeze.
East-west.
Oh no! I went north-south. Goodbye, everyone.
I moved too early again.
Back.
Alright, I got it. Back down.
Thanks, Buster.
That did 98,000 damage.
The light shall usher in peace.
No, look at the little
What?
girl chanting.
FBI!
Is that the call out now?
Yeah, in.
I'm just gonna run away.
Nope, you're gonna get clipped.
Okay, great. I love
The
it.
official call out is FBI.
The official call out.
Okay, we're all up for light rampant. Let's see what happens.
Alright,
Fun
remember your
shit.
training.
Oh, I gotta. Okay.
What? We're all dead. Okay.
Anything.
Okay, so I might have clipped an orb, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was me that wiped us.
Do we want to explain light rampant now, or do we want to?
Yeah, we're
pack. Just whatever mechanic. Okay.
So here's where the next 3 weeks of prog is going. By the way.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why people have so much trouble with it. Like when I look through it, it actually seems pretty simple.
I did
It's
say
just,
that.
it requires everybody to pay attention.
We'll just do this first.
Okay.
Okay.
Healers
So does
stay
that
on one
apply-
spot, tanks stay on one spot, and then the other two DPS will kind of just wing it.
We're floaters, yeah.
The first thing to know
tanks
is
on
like
one,
all
healers
people
on
get marked
another.
up with chains.
Should
They
we
need to be
explain?
standing-
We should probably explain the mechanic at a very base level too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Okay.
4 people get marked up with chains, and they need to be inside the numbers. So if we put the markers back for a
Which are
minute,
meteor things.
there'll be meteor towers, and they need to stand inside the markers. You basically sit there for a while, and that's all you need to do at the start. The other 4 people will get tethered to an orb, and they need to. The orbs will be on the cardinals, and you need to take your orb so that you're on the opposite side of the stage. So if you get tethered to the orb that's A, you need to be standing on the side of C. So the first thing that happens is the towers will go off, and I believe the people not in the towers will be getting homes. And that's about all I remember actually, so I need to go and watch the video.
There's a 51
Alright.
second video on this mechanic. Fight guides.
Light rampant raid wide AoE mitigate accordingly, then gives everyone debuffs. There'll be 4 towers that spawn, all on intercardinals. 4 people will be tethered to each other. Create 2 towers that spawn on the west and east cardinals.
The tethers, don't we need to go the opposite side of our tethered buddy? So like,
have to,
if
yeah.
I'm tethered to Lydian and Lydian's at 1, I should go to 4?
Watch-
I don't think it matters. Like as long as you're standing on the numbers, the tether should be close enough that it's not a problem.
Okay.
Like even if like one of you's at 1 and one of you's at 4, that's still close enough to satisfy them.
Look at that 51-second video in Fight Guides. Light rampant uptime. Bow tie.
Yeah, you want to make like an hourglass shape with the chains.
Let's not worry too much about
That's-
that shape. Let's just worry about getting the mechanic. But yeah,
Well,
That is
I
the-
think the shape
part of the
matters
shape
for
matters
getting through the
because-
mechanic.
Part of the thing is,
Like
Yeah.
because everybody's gonna
just try
have the light debuff too. Okay.
so sort of like explain that. First things first. The people with the chains take the first tower, and the people without the chains need to stand in the cardinals because people with the chains are gonna people in the towers are gonna get hit with coding. So you want to stand at your cardinals so you're not getting. If you don't have the chain, if you have the tether, stand at the cardinals so you don't get hit. Chains are just gonna keep staying there. After the first tower, then we get a second set of towers that need 2 people in them. And that's going to be for the people with the orbs. So, basically, if you want to, the orbs need to go through the center and then, I'm explaining this really poorly actually.
So meteors will get progressively more people like in normal, but be less of them. So if you have the orb that you're tethered to, you go to the opposite side and let it go towards you, and then on the second meteors you swing around and then meteor. And then after that meteor goes off, you continue running out to the edge so that it keeps following you out there. Because it will shrink 3 times, and when it shrinks the 3rd time, you run into it and explode it and get rid of it. So, first time should happen as you're going to the opposite side and letting it go through the middle. And then the first meteors go off. Then you swing around to the east-west direction, or south direction, to stand in the next tower. And so your orb should be kind of towards the middle and be heading outwards toward you. And when that tower goes off, you move all the way out, and it should be going your direction. Does that make sense? So if I have the orb that's at A, I'll run all the way down here to C. The first towers will go off, and then I'll swing around. The second tower will spawn between 1 and 3. And so I'll run in and stand between 1 and 3 for that tower. And then when that one's over, I'll run over to B.
Okay. I saw the video and
Okay, that's different than the one I saw.
That's the uptime strat for that mechanic.
The one thing to know is that if you have the chains, you get to your tower spot and you just stay there. You don't move until the very last tower spawns. And basically throughout the mechanic, we get marked up with a debuff. If you get 4 stacks of this debuff, if you get 5 stacks of this debuff, you die. So
if you get 5 stacks of debuff, everyone dies.
Wow.
You explode, and then that causes debuffs to everyone else.
Worse, everyone dies. So for that final tower, the final tower requires 4 people, and there will be 4 people will have 4 stacks of debuff, and 4 people will have 3 stacks of debuff. So if you have 3 stacks of debuff at the end of the mechanic, you need to go in the tower. Other than that, chains basically stay there. Orbs, like we said, you start by running to the opposite side of where your orb is, wait till it passes through the middle, then go into the tower that needs 2 people, step out a bit, pop your orb, then if you have 3 stacks, the final tower.
Keep in mind that when you pop the orb, it's an AoE, so you don't want to pop it on top of others. And likewise,
anyone can pop the orb by touching it, so try not to touch anyone else's orb and try not to drag it through anyone else if you can.
Random screaming time? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be a lot of practice.
Yep. That's a frog.
I know we've had a lot of practice with minute screaming.
I'm really good at that.
That's the one mechanic I've mastered.
Angry black mage noises.
No, that's the one mechanic I haven't mastered.
Focus. You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Pac-Man. Approach 3.
nice.
I'm gonna fall.
Shall freeze.
She's just gonna
I will go again.
East west.
Oh. I see.
Okay, we both got it.
Which side?
You're out in the front.
I couldn't run that fast. I was trying to heal.
Goodbye.
Ow.
Yeah, you and I ended up both getting the debuffs, basically.
I was just like, oh, we'll just. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
Let's because there's a lot going on, let's not DPS. Let's just do mechanics.
Okay.
It's not such a big deal if the 2 people who have the puddles end up on the same side. You should be moving the same. Either you'll move opposite directions, one will go east, one will go west.
Yeah, I was trying to do
Or
that.
you'll move
I
in
had
the
got-
same direction. If you move the same direction, the puddle should be basically on top of you.
Yeah, I had heavy, so I couldn't move fast enough. Because I also had the AoE. And then I had the puddle as well. I had both mechanics.
it's
so I
probably
had heavy.
because I was
Yeah, it's because somebody died.
It's because somebody died, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's alright. I was just, that's why I died, because that's why I was going the opposite direction, just, albeit,
Yeah.
Leviathan, but slowly. Heavy OP.
Okay, just making sure.
Going through. Oh yeah. If we don't heal, we won't make it past the second mechanic.
Don't do DPS.
So technically, Talia, you and I are the best DPS here because everybody would be dead by the second mechanic. So all the DPS after that is ours.
Doing mechanic only.
We should optimize healer.
Fools. You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Side, approach run. This one is a really good
Blood shall freeze.
He's last.
goes on first.
Huddle on me, I couldn't wait there.
Hurt me?
I did!
You didn't mitigate.
You just died, yeah.
I did
The
this.
light
I hit
shall
the wall.
usher in peace.
Maybe I should hit it then. Look away, FBI.
Maybe I should hit the boss, huh? Because you know, that only gives me my resource so I can mitigate for the tank buster.
No, I'm auto-attacking. I mean, I should hit it so I get some immunity.
It wasn't. It was just that he didn't have enough HP to survive it.
I have the chain.
So stand directly on 4 and don't.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Everybody has to be alive for that mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost all the major mechanics in this fight, if we have one person dead, it's just gonna wipe us all.
I don't know if this don't damage it, only do mechanics thing is gonna work, but...
Well, it won't work for you and me. I have to hit it.
Your damage gives you more mitigation.
My auto-attack gives me mitigation.
Well, the benefit to it would be if DPS are not doing any damage, they can vote the mechanics. They're not doing any damage, and you can attack, but you don't have to feel like you do super well because nobody's gonna be stealing it.
Nobody's gonna steal anything anyway because the tank's down.
Well, no one would steal from me anyway. But
I know, I just mean like you, basically like adult stress kind of thing.
I need to be practicing my trick attack on those. I can't just be line
I've
progging.
been in this fight before, so you can do that.
But wouldn't it be a better?
Fair enough.
But wouldn't it be more beneficial if we kept DPSing so we know like what we can get away with?
We'll
Yeah.
get to the first phase a lot. So we can do that on Wednesday. Right now, let's just focus on trying to figure out light ramp.
You have to know what you need to do before you can start fiddling with it.
We'll be doing that mechanic a lot.
And the point is mostly to load life. So
Yes, Spicy, I will be.
As
I don't
long
know
as
why
you
you.
need healing,
I
though.
don't know
might
why
not
you needed to
even
DM
need
me.
cast. That's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Great.
Are you ready, by the way, Spicy? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why you needed to DM me that. You can share with the class.
Oh, I was like, if you're gonna need progging it later, just take me with you.
I'm almost to ad phase.
Okay.
Sometimes. Depends. With no real consistency.
Because this is gonna be like, I kind of want to avoid another Midgard summer situation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why we're just organic only, bro. Let's not have PTSD.
Focus. You will stoke the fires of conflict.
Once you have it the first time, there's a
Side 1
to 1.
Your blood shall freeze.
North south.
What is it?
North south.
South.
Okay. I'm gonna run south.
Players.
I'll just move.
Now move.
Yes, move now. Okay, so everybody.
Oh, that was sick! I did it.
Back.
Behind.
I think we're slowly getting that.
Tank Buster. Then get ready to look away.
FBI's coming.
The light shall usher in peace.
Look away!
Yeah, open up.
I want to raise Lucine, but your body is
FBI.
next to her.
Such
Get in.
Come in, give her a hug.
Strangle the little girl.
No, come in, give her a hug. The FBI is coming.
Oh, okay, right. Strangle her after the FBI leaves. Got it.
light consume you.
Oh, I'm chained.
Alright, I am not, so...
Gonna have
Find out, find out where your orb is and
Get
get
to
to
the
the
other side.
opposite
Get to the
side.
other side.
Jesus.
Okay. So we go away from our work. Alright.
Yeah.
So, Kaya, the thing about the orbs is the orbs will start at maximum size, and as they progressively get closer to you, they'll shrink.
And we don't run through anyone else's orb, though. That's
You don't run
No.
through anyone else's orb, and you don't want your orb to
Okay.
collide with anyone.
Okay.
You can touch the orb until you're ready to detonate it.
You want to be from the you want to be on the opposite cardinal as your orb.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the orb needs to shrink twice.
Yes.
The other thing to know is there's no penalty for running through chains. So if you have to sprint through the middle, you have to sprint through. But then just remember, there's also going to be cone AoEs coming out from the towers, so with directions of 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want to basically stay on the cardinal.
Okay.
On the
There's
big
a
like
point
cross
of
thing.
clarification to make sure we're all on the same page. The people who have the orbs are the ones who get the pony. So
No.
that's why it,
No.
No,
No,
the
it's on
towers.
People in the
towers.
towers.
The
do.
towers do the coin AoEs.
Because we were closest.
It's proximity based.
So then
Okay.
the cones would come this way, and then we would be on, like, this.
The cardinal.
The cones.
Yeah, no, the reason why you don't want to be clipped by the cone AoEs is doesn't it provide a stack?
Yes.
Yes.
Which would fuck over the last mechanic of Light Rampant.
Okay, I didn't know it's proximity based. So everyone has to stay at max melee there.
Yeah.
They're not even. Well, yeah, I guess.
If you have an orb, stand max melee is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, for safety's sake, if you have an orb, you can just like go all the way out to where the orb on your side is. So like if it's on C, just like run all the way out, and then just like yes, like since we're saying like do mechanics first, just say like fuck up time, just get out, and then wait for your orb to get into the center, then scoot into your tower, take the second tower, move out.
Okay, so we got to make a decision then if these are actually proximity based, because the guy that you linked has people with the orbs eating them by being close to the center when they go off.
Yeah, but that's because they're shrunken.
No, talk about the cones. So like if I have the orb spawns at A and it's tethered to me, I wouldn't actually run all the way to C. I would actually run.
Which guide are you looking at? Oh, is that the uptime guide?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's because of what I'm looking at, like the not uptime guide. So.
I mean, either way is fine. We should make an active decision on which one we plan to do. Learn it.
Let's learn the uptime one.
Uptime does seem a little. Uptime is also the party finder strat, so if you do plan on having it alone, this is when you want to learn.
You make your orb go clockwise, and you stand close to the box.
Okay.
So everyone in the towers has max melee. Stands max melee.
Yeah, and more importantly, the people in the orbs would stand closer to the boss than people in the pillars.
To the next part. Or spawn.
Do we want to start in those respective spots too?
It's a bit ranked. There's a lot of RNG, so.
Yeah, but that seems like a good enough starting point for us all, and then we just adjust from there. Okay. Go to spots, check initial shade box 1 and 4, swap spots.
Orbs close, and then out, and then you'll take clockwise and move out. Okay, I'm gonna write in chat how.
So a good way to think about it is, so like, if C is the boss here, and my orb is spawning towards A, then I will make sure I say it the right way.
You'll move to where I'm standing?
Yeah. So the orb is here, so instead of going all the way over, you go just clockwise. One cardinal direction.
Well, wouldn't that be counterclockwise?
And
Wouldn't that be, that's counterclockwise.
No, this is clockwise.
No, because the orb starts at A. So you go.
the orb is up here, Lucine. And I'm starting at, let's say, at the boss.
You're talking about the
Then
orb.
I
You're
will.
talking about your character. Okay.
I will, looking from the orb, I'll go clockwise. Which is like, which you can do like in max melee, and then Lucine, our orb, will be moving towards me, and after the first towers go off, then I would basically come around the max melee range till here, and then explode it. In essence, give or take a little forward backwardsness. So that looks like what they're doing.
So I see the reason why they're doing it is to also avoid towers. Okay.
Have orb, make orb go clockwise. So
Stand
if
close to
orb-
boss first.
if I'm here, my orb is violet. I would go this way, right?
So if my orb is at B, I
Yes.
would direct
You're
my.
correct, Jen.
Okay.
If my orb is at B, I would direct it towards A.
Yes, and you'd be close to bait Earthshaker.
Okay. I see
So,
now.
yeah. So if your orb is at A, you want it to head towards D at first. So you'll stand between 2 and 4. If your orb is at D, you want it to head towards C at first. So you'll stand between 3 and 4. If your orb is at C, you want it to head towards B first. So you stand between 1 and 3. If your orb is at B, you want it to head towards A. So you stand between 1 and 2.
I got it.
And you stand a little bit closer in than the people in the tower, so you get the cone. And then after that, you basically circle clockwise in max melee range. Letting the orb follow you. But not going too fast, because if you go too fast, then it's going to want. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, I get it now.
For like the most part,
I think once you see it a time or two like that, it'll kind of like it sounds. Honestly, that whole phase sounds ridiculously complicated, but when you actually really break it down to what you have to do at any given moment, it's not that bad. It's just what you have to do is not guaranteed what's going to happen because people have chosen at random.
So we're shifting it up basically now. If you have the orb, you're ignoring the towers as a mechanic. You bait the first Earthshaker, and then the rest of your time is just making sure your orb doesn't hit anyone else, and when it gets small enough, you pop.
I'm ready. I was rewatching.
And when you run away from it, generally go clockwise, so that we're all going the same direction.
If you run clockwise, that makes sure it's not gonna bump into any of the
This is a completely different strategy than what I'm used to. But it's definitely more efficient, DPS-wise.
Yeah, because theoretically you can stay in max melee range the entire time that you're doing an orb.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
One.
Oh, I see.
Shall freeze.
what's that, guys?
I'm gonna stop.
I can't do our damage.
Okay,
We
are
had
you
too many
replying?
DPS on our side too, because we had both.
I'm reprising. It's exactly 60 seconds after
Okay.
Realistically, it doesn't matter how many DPS you have, because it should, like, you should be able to adjust for it either way.
But having the DPS with the 3 puddles.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you go.
Do we wanna try and say, if you're gonna be dropping the first puddle, like try and go out as like far out to the edge of the stage as possible, and then like everyone else can be positioned slightly more inside, so that they can, so the people with heavy don't have to like run as far.
Yeah, I think that would like get knocked back to C, and I have the puddles. I
mean,
or the same direction.
If you have
same way the other way.
If you have the puddles, can't you just use knockback immunity and go to the edge of the stage anyway? Or am I just?
No, because you'll have a hard time dodging the starbursts.
Yeah, that's the main reason you wouldn't want to do that, is because of the starburst.
I mean, theoretically, I guess you could work out where you could stand to do that, but
you'd have to find a place.
You'd have to also adjust it based on everybody else's starburst, if maybe they're just a hair off or not. The upside with getting knocked back where we are getting knocked back is that that's a very large safe zone that's created by the angles and everything. So you don't have to be super exact. But you could theoretically have other safe spots you can go to in an arm length if you really wanted. You'll have to pay attention to where the starbursts are and line yourself up right for them, and it's just way easier to get knocked back, and as soon as the flare explodes, just take off running. It's one of the mechanics where you just kind of have to sacrifice uptime for it. Otherwise,
I wasn't
you'll
doing it
die.
for I was doing it for consistency.
I know, I'm just saying, like sometimes I have a habit of trying to finish a cast before I move. It's definitely one of those times that you can't do that.
Reams.
The last time I just died to pure damage.
Which probably means something overlaps somewhere.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
That girl's driving backwards.
Your blood shall freeze.
Ready and move. Oh, that was insane.
Thank Boston.
The light shall usher in peace. Yes!
Not big!
Nope.
Light consume you.
I think someone got clipped by
There's some overlapping code.
We didn't have people So at the end of, well, like, I was gonna borrow the. Actually, we got Steven here. So for that, when the first like set of mechanics start happening, you basically need to have towers sort of like max melee range and headers on her. So if I'm taking a tower, I'm standing like as far back, so I'm not baiting any of the cones. And ideally, we're gonna have one person in each cardinal baiting a cone that way. So if you're sharing a spot with someone, then you've got.
But if you're positioning yourself correctly in relation to your orb, you shouldn't be stacked on any.
Yeah.
Work.
So we're going for the strat. The people with the orbs go as close to the boss as possible, while also being in position for the tethers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The orbs stand on Shiva.
So, for example, if your orb is coming from A, you need to be very close to the boss on D side.
Okay.
And then from there, you'll just like slowly rotate you'll slowly rotate towards.
So if your orb is at A, you'll want to be inside like that.
Yeah.
While the people who are in the towers are more on the markers at max range, melee range.
You want to bring your orb
And
slowly
after the cone goes,
Yeah, I think
you'll kind of move clockwise.
Yeah, that was my fault. I was on the wrong one.
And you can move
So you
more
won't-
outward. Because the
You won't go that far though. Because from what I was looking at in the guide, the
you'll
towers
want to
for-
end up ultimately kind of out towards like where the 3 is, because you need to be able to detonate it away from everybody. And by the time you can detonate it, all the people in the towers should be north and south. So you need to get the orb far enough over that direction that it won't hit people in the towers.
That's okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. So basically, the towers will spawn. Towers will spawn on A and C. They need 2 people. People with the chains are going to go and stand in them, but you'll basically want to pass through them, because as they're going out, your orb will be going through the middle. So if your orb is coming from A, you'll sort of like you'll be scooting around so that it slowly basically curves from going towards D towards going towards between like B and C.
I see, it's gonna make a turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to keep this in chat for visual reference. Orbs are hard.
And so if you have an orb, you shouldn't have to worry about towers at all until the very last one that's in the middle that needs 4 people in it. And then you should only go into it if you have 3 debuffs.
Yeah, 3 stacks.
We also want to make sure that we're having the right shape for the chains. We want it to be a bow tie. So if it's
do we want to say tank on 1, healer on 2, and then DPS on 3 and 4?
Healer on 4. 4 doesn't move.
Yeah, they will.
Does it always tether a healer to a tank, or a healer?
Doesn't matter.
I believe it's always like a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS, but I don't think it's like specifically who's.
But regardless of whether you have the tether that needs to be close or far, as long as you're in those towers, your range is going to be fine.
Let's do healers 4, tanks 1, and then DPS 2.
Alright. So so we're all on our initial spots. If the shape that is formed from the tethers is a box, the tank on 1 and the DPS on 3 will switch. If it's an hourglass, the 2 DPS will switch.
Yep.
Okay.
You want the bow tie to be east-west.
Yes.
So the loops of the bow tie are east and west.
Not
The thin
matter.
parts south.
I just know that we do it. I don't know what it actually changes.
It probably changes
It-
for when they
helped
take the
for
second
where the-
towers.
Yeah, because the first set of towers are 1, 2, 3, and 4, but the second set of towers are halfway between the center and A, and halfway between the center and C. And then the last tower is in the center. And so if you have it the bow tie shape, then you don't get too close to the person you can't get too close to, and you don't get too far away from the person you can't get too far away from. Otherwise, you might end up in a situation where 3 and 4 are tethered to each other and can't be near each other, and they end up both needing to go to the same place.
So yeah, so with the bow tie, 3 will be tethered to 1 and 2. So that means they can stack freely with the person on 4.
Oh, okay, because that was
And
one
then
of the things
4
I was
is-
just told to do it, so I did it.
4 is also going to be tethered to 1 and 2. So they can stack freely with 3, and then 1 is tethered to 1 and 4, 3 and 4, so they can stack with 2, and 2 is tethered to 3 and 4, so they can stack with 1.
It's a whole thing, but it all works.
Get it.
Because you have both the can't get too close with one person, this can't get too far away for the other with another person.
Okay, so DPS 2 and do we want to say melees go on 2?
That wouldn't help. It's right.
Well, then you get double melees, and
That's true actually.
Just
if you
float.
We'll
if you kind of
float.
we can figure it
you
out.
kind of mill around in the center, like halfway between the middle and the circle that the 1, 2, 3, 4 is on, you'll be fine to be able to say, oh look, I have tethers on me, I can move where I need to move. And because tanks and healers are going to 1 and 4, it makes it super easy for the 2 DPS who have it
If
to
you wanna-
figure out where they're going. And theoretically, I don't think it should like ruin the tethers.
There's very little we can do to preordain this. It's one of those things you're just gonna have to float around and do your mechanic.
There is a way though. The DPS can form a diagonal line between 3 and 2, and like whoever's closest to 3 goes to 3, whoever's closest to 2 goes to 2.
I think if you wanna put an order on it, just say range go to 3, melee go to 2, and then frost will adjust for melee and spice will adjust for range.
Oh,
That'd
so
be
yeah,
better.
just like
That's what I was trying to say.
Like it's way overcomplicated, but at the same time, like
It's just
I mean, that's
we
also
also
how
need to-
we've
we-
been doing it, though.
we also need to get there and do it more before we can like worry about signing up proper order to it, because we don't know.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of it, the chaos of it, will get cut out if it's just tanks go to 1 and healers go to 4.
Yeah,
Because
tanks 1,
then
heals
it's
4,
a lot easier
range
for
3.
the 2 DPS to fiddle around and do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
Because there's a significant amount of time where you can get where you're going. Not like you have like 1 second to get before things explode.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
One back. So 4.
Sorry, I got to use the other one.
I have, Zara. I have. I have met with a terrible fate.
me too.
Shall freeze.
Res immunity. Go.
Works out.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, I was split.
Does anyone have fighting and driving positions down? Because I am looking at my speech position.
Yes.
I have it down.
Yeah.
And I said this before, but it is super helpful if you just go to the center between these two lines where I'm standing now. Because you will be in max melee range, and you can stab her in the face. Especially if Jin, or whoever else is tanking at the time, goes to the spot too, because she will naturally go right there. Because the AoEs are shaped differently, like they cut into the area differently, depending on whether it's fighting or driving. So because they're
like
different shapes.
This is still gonna be as. If you want to be safe, no matter what it is, going here is gonna keep you safe. Like if you have to get as close to the AoEs as possible.
These spots
Just
right
as a
here.
friend.
But it kind of looks like Jin is coming down and then coming over to the spot. So she ends up being positioned like where I am, which is essentially where she needs to be. It's like she'll naturally come over when we move to the other spot.
I didn't thinking it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean that as like he's not doing what he's supposed to. I just mean like people are trying to cut it, like maximize their uptime, but it's just gonna happen naturally. Like you don't have to do a bunch of like how close can I get? It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Shall freeze.
North south.
Now move.
Shatter.
Behind.
Oh, Buster.
The light shall usher in peace.
We got.
Such impudence.
In.
No, no vote.
Over here.
Yeah, you just got
Yeah,
from
I
the-
think that's done.
It's a very long stun.
Light consume you.
Oh, we already got DC'd.
Yeah.
Oops, no, that's not it. Shape is good.
I thought I was supposed to go to the floor. Nope.
No, you have an orb.
I'm broken.
Hey, we got farther than that.
Yeah, like that first initial thing seemed really good.
You only go to 4 if you get the chain.
Okay.
If you have the orb, then you gotta go wherever.
So I go across from it if it's the orb.
Well,
You go.
you go
No, you know we don't.
not clockwise. So if your orb is at A, you're gonna stand between 2 and 4, slightly towards the center, on where D is, on D side.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
We're not
Like,
doing the
Talia?
We changed
I
strategies a
think I
while
may
ago.
need to like
So-
watch the video a million times.
So Kalia, if your orb spawns at A, you're gonna stand right where that number 3 is. Wherever your orb is, you're gonna go clockwise one position, so in this case to D, and then you're gonna be in towards the center. Does that make sense?
Thanks.
So like if your orb spawns at D, you're gonna stand between 3 and 4 and slightly forward on C side. Well, yeah, 3 and 4. You're gonna stand between 3 and 4 slightly down. Like almost inside of the box, like. You want to be close enough that she thinks you're gonna hump her leg, but you're not actually gonna do it.
Oh goodness.
Like that will stop me.
Lydia, no.
Lydian's a potato, though. It's fine.
FBI is coming because of you.
FBI open up.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
As well as flashing the fluid aura.
I'll try. I can just tell I'm tired.
Blood shall freeze.
Oh, fuck.
It's east and west.
East west.
No.
It's
Yeah,
not fun.
one of the stars were wrong.
Yeah. Like if they're not in that exact spot.
Yeah, it has to be in the right spot.
I mean, just a little bit is off is fine, but
Not
it has-
dead center like I
Not
did.
dead center.
Yeah.
I
Like-
only.
If you're standing anywhere inside the box as the number, you're probably fine.
Not if you're all the way.
My Shikuchi macro fucked up is what ended up happening.
I was gonna say we had 3 in the kind of right spots and then 1 dead center.
Yeah,
just, like,
so my
see my
Shikuchi
life
macro
flash
didn't
before
take me
my
full
eyes.
duration, it only took me halfway. So it placed me dead center in the middle of the arena.
Shikuji, like, you know what, that's good enough.
Close enough.
You're in melee range, you're fine.
Spicy.
Just
you
kill
know?
the boss. Get mechanic. You'll be fine.
You would stoke the fires of conflict.
Jin tilted.
Blood shall freeze.
East west. Front.
Side.
The light shall usher in peace.
Behind.
Such
Out.
impudence! Light consume you.
I'm not gonna be up in time.
Let's do one more then, Colin.
So, what killed all the people during the knockback flare part?
They can get moved.
Flare damage. After knockback damage.
Well, no, I think I moved. It doesn't hurt that much. I think I moved too early into the next crystal that drops, which is what killed me.
It's about 90k between the two flares.
You don't really take that much damage before it, so if you do what you're supposed to do, you won't die.
I wasn't at full health by the time those flares went off.
I think if you take the AoE, you take it like that's like not more than like one hit of AoE.
Shall freeze.
Peaceful West.
He's out.
I died to sheer damage, and I did everything right.
Likewise.
I think we may just need more mitigation there. Like,
Well, I got this recorded so I can.
The light shall usher in peace.
I was too close to the center, but at least that time.
Such impudence!
We really need to get that down before we start worrying about Light Rampant.
Light consume you.
Well, Violet, you got this.
Believe
you won't have to
me.
worry about chains.
Yep.
We just have to worry about those towers.
And there's only one orb.
I think I found the cheat. We'll just let Violet do it all. They'll carry us.
Okay, let's call it here.
I'm gonna study that.
Remember, Khalid, there's two videos in fight guides. The one for Light Rampant is the uptime one, not the one in the long video.
That's confusing. Okay.
Just watch the 14-minute one. But for Light Rampant, watch the 51 second one.
Okay. I need to go to bed. I'm so tired.
Yeah, me too.
I have to be up early to go to the DMV.
See you guys later.
See ya.
See ya. Good night.
It was a hoot.
Anyone else?
I'll join.
Lydian?
Yeah.
I cannot believe you betrayed me like this.
It was a wipe.
You mother. You mother. I shirked you and everything.
Oh, what? Did you shirk him back?
No, I
No,
jumped.
he just didn't provoke it.
And then I jumped.
I'll pass on expert. I'm gonna go back into Shiva.
You've betrayed me, you motherfucker. Okay, what do you want to do, Lydian?
What's everybody doing?
Let's see. Oh, the Dark Knight.
Okay.
I haven't done that in a while.
Dorgan.
Sorry if I was mean towards you, Jin.
What?
No, never mind that.
I do not know what you said.
Oh, I said sorry if I was mean to you earlier.
Oh, no, it was fine.
The Scythe uptime strat. Does anyone know that?
Nope.
It's in the video.
Oh, no, isn't...
What were you...
That's Bowtie.
What would give
Sign
you...
uptime is in the second half of the fight.
Wouldn't that... What words? What are they?
I've only made it up to add, so I'm really not that much farther than you guys.
What made you think that, what made you think that you were mean to me?
I put a loaded in here. This fight is serious business.
It really is.
Just right off the gate.
Luckily, there's really only 5 actual, like, full-on phases we're gonna have to worry about. Like, if we're talking about, like, overall, we're gonna have Light Rampant, add phase. Worms'
WL1.
Lament will probably take us a bit. Embittered Dance. Embittered Dance and Spiteful Dance.
And that's still a switch there.
Hey, Frost, you should do,
Hey.
practice to
Hey, Lydian, you should turn on Grip.
I'll do that, Lydian. Mostly because Party Finder has nothing in it.
Lydian, flip
I don't need
anything.
grit to hold aggro.
Put on your fucking tank stance.
No, we'll probably be on Light Rampant for 2 or 3 days, and then we'll get through that, we'll master it, and then chances are we'll wipe immediately after. Ads isn't too hard, so we'll probably get through that pretty quickly.
You just gotta remember each set of ads are different.
Well, they're different, but they're also...
You can develop
They're
a
the same
strategy.
type of ads, they just are different. Yeah, there's a specific...
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, technically
Everybody
they're
has
not...
to take another... You just... Okay.
So...
Oh, I missed click.
No, this is fine.
Each set, like each side has a set wave, like every time through. Like
Yeah.
it's not random what ads come out of each side. It's
just
like
different from the other side.
yeah.
No, I know. I've watched videos.
I think Hannah's gonna talk to you about like maximizing uptime during ads because that was like her biggest accomplishment.
I just know that like... Huh?
Are you still salty towards the loading?
Right. So I am. I wasn't even there.
It's just gonna come down to making sure each one of us knows how to handle each ad.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna take a tether, and then the one has to be stunned, and then the one we have to do sporadically so we don't overwhelm the healer. Like, yeah.
So the two.
There's like a thing.
So here's how we're gonna want to rearrange our party comp for this. We're gonna want me and Lucine on one side, on the opposite side of Lydia.
What?
Because one stun probably isn't gonna be enough, but Lydian has shield bash.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, so you could literally just stun that ad straight to hell.
And then the one ad has to be interrupted from stun spin.
Yeah, but Spicy can also do that. And just Spicy. And the tanks.
56k full thrust.
But like, you have to remember shield bash would be more than enough for an ad. Like one single shield bash. And like 2 low blows from the 2 melees. Plus Spicy and Zara should be able to pump out enough damage. And we can use the same ad phase sides as we do our tank stacks, just to keep things consistent.
Yeah, the Akmoran stacks.
Yeah.
Do the Akmorans target the tanks?
Yes.
Oh, I
because it also applies to your respective debuff.
If I'm not mistaken, also doesn't Grace Vilgar also auto alongside Shiva?
Yes. So you guys both need to keep your tank stances on, and maintain aggro levels 1 and 2 at all times for the rest of the fight, or until she detransforms. How you guys do that is up to you. I don't really care.
So it's okay. So it's Midgard Thorn.
Did he? Oh yeah, the tail.
I meant Leviathan.
I mean, I guess he could like tail end you. Like his tail is.
Forward. Oh no, I didn't get the tether. We're white.
It's not even a tether. It's a passable buff where you have to wait like 30 fucking minutes for it to work.
Why did he keep turning?
Was a fall. Oh, that's why that was so bad.
So do you guys know what the buff is already for you have to redo colors from well, it's not really the same as Estinian's Dragoon for words. What is that boss's name? Nidhogg's colors, it's not really the same thing. But one receives
Hatred of the Frost. Those are the 2 new ones. Yes.
House of Light is gonna take us a while.
But Dan, I'm so confused as to why you thought you were
What?
Why you thought you were immune to me? Was it? Did you say something when I was deafened, or?
Oh no, I was asking if you'd rather I pull because you can take it north or south.
Oh no, I didn't see that as mean. That was just you offering to help out. But I wanted to keep doing it just so I could see what they were saying. It did take me a bit, but
It's just a little different than how we normally tank. That's all.
that, and I did get a little used to having a boss that doesn't move.
Oh yeah, then there's Twin Silence, Twin Stillness, by the way. Those are gonna be fun.
I have triggers for those.
I mean, those are normal. Those are exactly the same as they are in normal.
Like
Just
we're
quicker.
walking and loading this way.
I have triggers for Twin Silence, Twin Stillness, Embittered, and Spiteful. And fighting and driving, but...
Because those two dances were the axe and scythe mechanics, right?
Yep, go! One after another.
This guide this text guide I'm using calls it chariot and ammo, but...
Oh, nail mechanics.
Yeah. Chariot being
Ouch.
scythe. No,
Dynamo.
chariot being axe, dynamo being scythe. Yeah.
Is it Lunar Dynamo? Is that what Nail calls it?
Yeah.
Is that what calls it Nail? Okay.
Which is the end mechanic, I believe.
Yes. And then Iron Chariot is out.
Yeah. So Spiteful Dance is out and in, and Embittered Dance is in and out. Oh, and then there's more to it than that. Then into her hitbox, and then to the other. Okay.
No, there's a, Oh, it's in. Fuck. I thought it was out for a second.
Are you guys ready for Kefka mechanics? I'm ready for Kefka mechanics.
I know it's a bit of a ways off. What's Kefka? Shiva.
Fake
Shiva.
The fucking wings.
Oh!
And the fake stuff.
And the fake mechanics, yeah. But no, like, literally, though, those wings are literally the same thing. Like, well,
Except
okay.
for double wing. Except for double wings.
Yeah, double wings in Kefka was the farthest and closest layer. It's different in this one. But no, it's literally the same for the single wing, though. It is actually the same mechanic. That half of the map gets the bad.
I know. I may hate Kefka, but I know his mechanics. I know his wiles.
I know that fight way too well. I need to farm it again at some point. No, I have the greatsword. I want the armor piece.
Oh, I missed that. Fuck. Whatever.
What's it great? We're DPSing too much.
Here, I thought that you'd be happy about having a shit ton of damage.
Yeah, but I like casting Confiteor and having Kraid who's full buff.
Yeah. Living Shadow is... If they remove Living Shadow from this game, I'm quitting.
Getting nothing but melee cards.
I just realized there's a giant-ass bench here.
I tried jumping on everything in the story run.
I just realized there was a giant-ass bench up there.
Pull everything.
Say no more.
Say more.
That's a table.
You can ignore my comment, I guess. That's fine.
It's all, like...
Oh?
This is all just giant stuff.
Hey, welcome back, Spicy.
For giant people.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing Shiva again tomorrow if you wanna join me, Spicy. If not, that's fine. I'm gonna probably go into it every other day.
That's the thing though, like, I don't want this to be an underdog personally. I don't want myself to be the reason why.
That's clear guide you. But this is not gonna be hard.
What happened?
At least we're not gonna have to worry too much about the actual DPS part of it, because once we optimize it, our DPS is gonna more than need it.
I am going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am going to need Violet not to get angry at us for asking for a little bit more healing. Please.
We need I do believe we need to pop more mitigation for that mechanic, at least until we, get it down.
Because I swear to you, I did that mechanic perfectly.
I'll review it, so... If the only thing wrong is that we're low on health, and that's why we're dying, then...
That's the healer issue.
That's a healer
Well, even if...
Hate to put it bluntly, but it's a healer issue for too low HP for the damage.
Even if it isn't, if our HP is low, fix it.
I think it's good. They're used to helping a group peers.
They're not used to the amount of damage that Shiva does.
Most likely not, because this is our first time in
Yeah, it's our first
fourth
time.
floor.
I'm not too heated about it. I was just like,
I feel bad for being slightly ahead of everyone, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad.
It helps you learn
Serious
easier.
business.
Because when we're sitting around talking about mechanics, I gain nothing out of that. I need to see and die.
I parse information pretty easily when I see it, and when I... Not when
I always need
feel it.
I want to be able to do it.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
very
my-
much a tactile person. I gotta do it first.
My big thing is, like, I'm also not gonna, like, sit there and, like, hurry along a conversation if people benefit from it. But I just don't benefit from it, so I'm gonna be doing more stuff where it's, like, if I have to go in solo with a bunch of randoms just to see mechanics, then that's fine. Like, I'll do that. But
damn it, I went too late.
Enjoy yourself, lady.
Nope, she didn't. I think what's the first one.
Nope, take those good.
and we all learn differently. It's part of being a group. We all just gotta get there.
Oh yeah.
Might take us a little bit.
I wanted to go to that one, Lydian. I wanted to go to that one.
Elusive jump!
It's on cooldown!
Do it anyway.
These moves have cooldowns, good sir. I think
Where
you,
is
least of all, would know that.
To thoroughly enjoy Bard.
Oh, yeet!
Then I think I'd like Machinist.
Machinist is pretty cool.
Frost, Spicy, if you guys are gonna prog Shiva, then yeah, never mind on the PvP.
No, we're gonna do PvP tonight.
We're gonna do
We're doing
PvP
Shiva
with you.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
With the wolf
Yeah.
wolf marks.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
I'll do PvP with you too.
Are you guys still an
Gang
expert? Or?
squad.
We just got
Gang squad.
It's gay hour.
God.
It's gay hour.
Look,